All right. Hello. It's Saturday night. We are back for another stream, working on the redacted kit tonight. The Full Mechanics Miles Kembu. What is that? Where did that come from? Oh, it's hanging right out of the box here. So, working on that tonight. Some point tonight, plan on discussing and unveiling the prize table for said Redacted 3 contest. It was left kind of TBD when we launched the contest. We figured out all the details for that this past week. I think there'll be some excitement about that, but we'll see, I guess, how everyone reacts when we make the announcement in a little bit and all that. But I hope everyone's having a great weekend and a great Saturday so far. Mine's actually been pretty good. I feel like today's been a productive and fun Saturday in a lot of ways. Went and helped out a little bit at the warehouse today. As you may or may not know, we're behind by, I think it's about 4 weeks is what our estimate is right now for orders shipped right now. Hopefully a little bit less than that. We've done a little bit to get caught up ish, but it's a problem that's hard to change in a moment because of the number of orders we're dealing with and just the way the warehouse is set up right now. We'll talk about that more during the stream. I'm going to jump into the chat, say hello, and all that good stuff before I do a couple quick things. One, if you enjoy these streams, please do hit that like button. It'll help more people see the stream, which is always a good thing. And number two, if you haven't yet, head over to mechawarehouse.com. Check out our Black Friday sale. We've got discounts up to 80% off items. A lot of good stuff in there. We just had a solid restock yesterday, and I think some of the stuff's still there, including disc base. So you can check out some disc base stuff and all that good stuff. I think what else. I think that's kind of it. I'm gonna jump to the chat. What's up, Johnny? Blasphemy Builds, Baka's ECO, Real Time. What's going on? Jake Sexton, how are you? Andrew, Solid Monkey, Marcus Hatch, what's going on? Matthew Mahoney. Solid Monkey, I'm here to drink ginger ale and paint some Gunpla, and I'm all out of ginger ale. Nice. What's up, Dirt? Maverick Entity, Seiji Date, Rob Sadler, Butthurt Knuckles, Adam Shampoo, what's going on? Weeks K, Duo, how are you guys all doing tonight? Alright, I'm going to jump to the chat. I'm going to get back to the build. Long day, exhausting day. Set these aside too. While I was there, I grabbed some stuff as well. Needed another panel lining marker, and I think I need to refresh my sand loop flex and balancers. I'll actually set these ones that I have aside and pull these out real quick. But what's everybody up to? How are you guys doing? Do anything fun today? Nick Rodrigo here. How you doing? I'm doing well, thanks. I said it was a good day. Oh, I forgot this is a 3-pack as well. These things last. These sand loop flexes from Gun Primer, I feel like last nearly forever. The balancers do too. I probably used mine way too long before I replaced them. I feel like, you know, that texture changes a bit. Let's see, working the garage a lot today, so I feel pretty sore. I feel you. I need to really get in my garage and clear things out for the winter, so I get my truck in there. Sanding a banister for the last month. Oof. That Cat RG God Gun will arrive today, but I haven't opened the bags yet. We'll snag a booster box, the second set. It got on TCG for a good price, so I'm opening it now. Cool. Alright. Where exactly was I? Like assemble this, yes, E111. Like I said, a good day. I went in the afternoon after my morning's activities. Might talk about that too, but went in, to help out a little bit. I also went in yesterday. We had a large batch of pre-orders to ship out from the Kotobukiya stuff that arrived this week. So managed to get all those out and then get some other regular orders done. And so I was helping out, clearing out cardboard, cleaning up, organizing, all that kind of stuff, because Sean's been flat out in the warehouse trying to get as many orders out as fast as he can. So trying to kind of help him reset things so they don't become unsustainable. And I'm thinking Black Friday I'll probably be in as well. And while I was there, I'm trying to make some plans and work out a strategy. We haven't been able to run the second packing station that we have at the warehouse, partially because we don't have staff most of the time to have the second one running, since we're down to one full-timer and both of our other people are per diem right now and not really available during the week most of the time. And the other big issue is space, so working out a plan for making some adjustments there, I think, to be able to fire it back up, maybe for a extra weekend shift or something here and there to keep things flowing as best we can. You switch over to snow tires for the winter up there in the Great North? I probably should. I've never done the snow tire thing. I've been thinking about it though, but I haven't yet. Might have to debate that one a little bit. Probably be a good time to look into that too. The morning activities I was referring to, actually went and bought Kate a new car this morning, so that's kind of exciting. Got a bit of an upgrade for her and more space for the kids, so looking forward to that, improving our drives when everybody's in the car. Started Takara Tomy Zoid's kit. I was surprised they had pre-painted parts in the runners. Koto does that with some of their kits. I suppose Bandai kind of does too now on a very limited few printed or painted parts. What's up, Argent Griever? Lord Kronos, how are you? This hanging out a little bit so I can get it back out later. What you get, got her a Nissan Pathfinder. Some really good deals going on right now with the rebates on the 2025s and stuff, so I just casually was looking the other day and noticed the rebate thing going on, and it sent us down a rabbit hole. She's been driving a Nissan Rogue for the last 10 years, so it's kind of like the next logical step from there. All right, E10 and 11. What year? 2025. I think it's part of why we got a good deal on it, is because they're trying to clear out the old year stock or whatever. Nissan's got like a $5,000 rebate thing going on it, so that helped. That helped for sure. Pre-negotiating before coming in also helps when you can talk to a whole bunch of different dealers all at the same time, get them pitted against each other. That definitely doesn't hurt either. Nissan, how many seats do you want? Is that like a thing? Nick, yes, yeah, pretty much. It is hard fitting 3 kids in the back seat of like a compact SUV. I will say, like it is a challenge. Especially with a car seat and a very large 12-year-old. The kids might be more excited than anybody else because they're going to have way more space. Traded my wife 2013 Rogue for a CPO 2023 Rogue at the beginning of the year. Nice. The Sand Loop Flex you're using, yes, and a brand new one. I've been using Sand Loop Flex for a while now, and I use them way too long, and I can definitely tell the difference that this one got so much better. I guess I should stop waiting, you know, all the way until it barely sands anymore. It's a really good product. I mean, as is pretty much everything that Gun Primer makes. They make some really good tools. Okay, so I got the legs here. Let's do, looks like feet is next, and I want to do it ×2. Be 31 and 33. I think I need to switch mine out too. Yeah, they definitely, it's deceiving. They work so well. Just to use God hand sanding sponges, but the Loop Flex are better in my opinion. Yeah, they last so long. I mean, you guys know I used to use the 3M sanding sponges as my go-to for such a long time, and I feel like I'm constantly cutting and replacing those. And the Sand Loop Flex just lasts and lasts and lasts. I'm using the same bounce for about 2 years now. I'm amazed I can still do anything. Yeah, same here. I mean, I paint and stuff, or I'm top coating, so I really don't care that much. I'm mostly just using it to buff out whatever residues left and stuff like that after sanding, but they work fairly well, way longer than they should. Okay, 33. How loud was that on the mic there? Nick, what grits do you use of the sand loop? I typically just use 600. It seems like a good balance for what I'm doing. If I were like doing something that I wasn't going to paint or top coat, I might use a lower one, or higher, I guess. Or if I was trying to reshape parts, I'd go lower, but 600 seems to be a pretty good balance for me and what I do. They make a bunch of different grits though, so if you prefer to go from one grit to the next and use multiple grits to kind of build up the right texture, I guess is probably the right word to use, then that's certainly an option as well. Anybody have any good Thanksgiving plans? I'm gonna stick with the 400 grit Infinity sanding sticks. I haven't used any of the Infinity stuff. I know I've heard people, there are people that swear by them, by the Infinity sanding products. We used to carry them, but it seems like we struggled to get enough sales on them to justify the effort. Hey, WD30th, what's up? I feel like a lot of the gun primer products kind of make you not have to consume as much materials. Family staying low key. My brother just tore his Achilles, so his family's staying home. My dad just had knee surgery, so my parents are also staying home and relaxing. I hear that. We're kind of, it's going to be an interesting one this year for us. My dad was in the hospital and then rehab after falls, so we're going to be hopefully keeping it relatively low key as well. I know my mom's not planning on doing a lot of the cooking. I think my brother and his wife are going to, we're trying to coordinate bringing stuff together. Sure I'm doing might either drive it to grandma's or just stay home. Thanksgiving, I'm cooking turkey and taking it to my son's place, so him and his girlfriend will do the cleanup. There you go. Always got to avoid the cleanup. I'm fine with Cook. It's just cleanup that I hate. Final ruling on my woman's leg after I slipped down the stairs. She fractured all the ball joints in her knee. She's been immobilized for 3 months and she can't do much at all. Oh, that's rough. Ouch. Did they have to do any surgery or anything to patch that up, or is it just a straight don't move it for a while? Either way, that's unpleasant. The surgery, just the immobilizer. Yeah, she hates it already, but doesn't want it to get worse. Yeah, that's. I feel like that's the kind of situation you want to follow what they tell you, because the alternative is probably a lot worse. I'm looking at this piston and I think I want to figure out how to mask it or something. Maybe it's just a paintbrush to give different colors in there when I get into there. Nick, do you have your ideas planned for the Redacted 3 yet? Kind of. So I know about techniques I want to use. I want to scribe some panel lines, do some plot plates, stuff like that. I think color scheme wise, I want it to be a darker, more like real mecha kind of color scheme. I'm looking at these feet too, and I might make some substantial changes to things too. I'm not sure. And then probably some sort of scenery maybe. I'm not sure. I might skip the base on this one just for time's sake, so I can get on to other projects I want to work on. Out of people who buy redacted kits, how many percentage actually submit pictures? The last one, I'd say it was about 50%. I know a lot of people had mentioned wanting to submit, they just didn't have enough time. Their build was half finished or whatever when the deadline came around, something like that. You have a light box. I want to get better on the photo side. I do, well, did have a light box. I guess I don't know if I do now. I think we might have tossed it during the move because it was kind of beat up. Light box definitely helps. Honestly, just a good camera with a good lens or a good spot doesn't have to necessarily be a light box. I've done some pictures relatively recently on the table that's over here that you might be able to barely see in the corner of my frame up in the corner. If I point some of my studio lights that I have up here at it and then use the nice camera that I have for the warehouse, I can kind of get the background to blur a little bit and things can look pretty good. The light box would be cleaner though. Would also require a little more setup. You ever figure out anything about the different Mecha Warehouse stickers? What about figuring out about them? That box is probably the way to go. I think Amazon has a few cheaper ones. Yeah, you can definitely get one pretty cheap. You can basically make one. You just need a good even background and a light to point at it, really. Able to get a decent one off Amazon a while ago. I just know which phone I want to use for the pictures. Found an amazing deal on a good camera. Built my own light box using poster board from the dollar store and some clothespins. Yeah, you could do that pretty easily. sure there's like guides and stuff online. You talked about changing them up, the one you sent with the orders. Oh yeah, I found a supplier form. I think we actually ran out of stickers recently. Some logistic stuff has kind of been a challenge with all the orders the last week and a half, 2 weeks or whatever, with the sale and stuff. Trying to make sure we get enough boxes in, for example, so that way we don't get slowed down because we run out of appropriate size boxes for some of these large weird orders and stuff. So I need to double check into that. Does anyone here know cameras? Someone probably does. I know a little bit. I don't know, just enough to get into trouble, probably. Nikon D3300 for 150, and it came with 2 lenses. I think that's a good deal. Probably. I don't know Nikons very much. I've got a Canon. That's what I bought back in the attic days, actually, at the recommendation of my then part-time video editing help, contractor, whatever you want to call it. That was a good, inexpensive kind of option. Has served me well, I think. Canon are really nice. I think they're decent cameras. Always depends on the one. I feel like there's some Sonys that always get thrown around that, like, any of our video people we've had, it feels like they all have or end up getting a Sony or something, A7 or something like that. I'm not even sure if I'm saying the right thing. But it seems like those are pretty popular. People in the know. E1, 2, and 4. Pertinium maroon spray is a good substitute for char red. Might be. Oh, E14, E24. There we go. Probably makes color accurate spray cans. Yeah, they've got, you can buy color accurate jars too, for at least certain colors. And I feel like most manuals have color guides based on Mr. Hobby. Does this have a... Yeah, so you look at the back, I think they're usually, I mean, I guess they say they're just colors, but I wonder, I feel like they were based on Mr. Hobby in general. Lightly I display silver marker, I'm not going to put a good chip paint effect, is Mr. Weathering affect the paint? I think it'll affect the paint as much as any other enamel stuff might, which are the same properties. Like, you might want to be careful with applying it directly to bare plastic, for example, like you would with the Tamiya panel line accent. Use 2 photography lights I bought at Amazon, a selfie ring to have a white warm light, and a light blue at angle to cure light. Shoot my phone, a S25 Ultra. Honestly, most cameras, or sorry, most phones have solid cameras in them these days. It's amazing the quality you can get. It's often more the lighting and the environment that's going to affect the quality of your image than the camera itself, I feel like. You can get awfully close anyway without super fancy stuff. I think the new Samsung phones can take raw photos also. I wouldn't be surprised. That's probably, it's kind of cool if you get all into that, doing what, lookup tables and all that kind of stuff. I find a lot of stuff fascinating and interesting, just to the point where if I had way more time, I would go actually do something about it. I have so many other things that I need to invest time and energy into that I don't typically have any spare time or energy to really get into that. First, they found out that most modern phones have a pro mode for photos and videos that lets you control the ISO, shutter speed, etc. I made my couple photos look a lot more crisp. Yeah, it's definitely, I think a lot of them let you control that. I've read those DSLR cameras are always better than the phone camera, but I feel the phones have come so far. They'll definitely be better. I think especially when it comes to like lenses and stuff, there's only so much you can do in terms of like focal length and all that kind of stuff with the small lens that's mounted in a phone. And just, you know, the laws of physics can't be changed, but you can get awfully close. And if you're on a budget, we almost all have a workable camera in our pockets. It's a long way from film, wait for pics from Photo Hut back in the day. Oh, for sure. In most cases, a good lens is better than a good camera, for sure. I feel like with the Canon, I've got two lenses. I got the one that came with it, and then a relatively inexpensive fixed zoom lens, but it's got like a really high, low. I don't even know what the right direction of stuff is, but the f-stop, I think you can open it up really wide, and it lets you really adjust the focus and get those kind of like artsy pictures where you got some part of the image in focus and other parts not. It's very helpful. B32. Here's way to improve photos is to improve light. Very true. You guys haven't hit or no giveaway tonight? No giveaway tonight. We're still practically giving away a lot of stuff with the sale right now. Seriously, some of the discounts are insane. Yeah, I mean 80% off. Unlikely to ever see that from us again. Speaking of sale, I was surprised that some kits are still in stock. I think people run out of money. Forgot how behind the warehouse is right now. Yeah, I think we are further behind than we were during the stream last week, despite our best efforts. That the SRW spent would be gone by now. Well, now you see the constant struggle I have in that I can never tell you what's going to go fast or slow at a given price or period of time. I'm always getting surprised. It's kind of crippling. It's challenging trying to figure out how to spend your limited inventory buying budget on the right stuff to make sure you're getting stuff in that will sell. Place 2 orders, and if the kit I want isn't stock on Wednesday, I'll be placing a third. Nice. I'm liking the Kembu, clipping it out now, but man, there's a lot of mold lines near raised bits. Yeah, there's a lot of challenging details, let's say, with the mold lines and such. So I know who at Bandai thought putting nubs near any details on kits was a good idea. There's probably a reason. It probably decreased the cost of the mold by a significant amount, or something like that. I don't think anyone there on their engineering team is conspiring to see how challenging they can make a kit. Well, who knows? Maybe they are. There are monsters who want to test my patience. Maybe Bandai believes that we are skilled enough that it won't matter. Regret not seeing the silly emote early. Missed out on the Penelope. Oh, it's a bummer. I was kind of surprised those went as fast as they did, even at that deep discount. Work on Unicorn version of MG Zaku Cannon, and there are nubs on the individual beads for the tubes. Non-sliding format here. Really between 2 raised details. Ugh. Sand said nub, but also instantly destroy set details. We need like those really thin sanding boards or whatever. I've been thinking about those. Those would be, actually it's the kind of thing I need. There's a little bit of a mold line down here. I don't know if you'd ever see it when the thing is built. It'll probably get covered with other details, but I think that's the kind of tool you need. Missed the Aegis Gundam MG because I took my time ordering. Go at it with a knife, but the plastic is easily stressed. I feel like that's where painting comes in handy. Thin boards do not work, I think. It is that close, Nick. Really? Because they have ones that are like, toothpick thin that you can do. It's possible that it's still too close for that, but you almost need like the equivalent of like a dental floss with abrasives on it. Okay, let's see, 34 and 35. Why did they not pull the nubs of the sides of the bead with no detail? I never know. It's not like the runner needs them aligned like they are. Somebody was under a tight schedule to get that thing launched and out the door. They had molds to cut. They wanted to deliver it. Which kit was that? MG Zaku Cannon. Yeah. How many of you guys building along tonight are working on the same kit? A bunch of you guys are participating in the redacted contest. You guys working on yours? Saved from the sneeze. Working on legs for the white glint. Okay. Was earlier. After I finish sorting, putting away the new Gundam TCG cards I just opened. I built one leg of the mouse canvas so far. Yes, it's taken some time. And it's partially because I'm trying to do this as methodically as I can. BRB, I gotta blow my nose, I think. Fun enough, the kit has 3 sets of the tube beads in 3 different colors. Oh, really? Is it because it's like, excuse me, like a P Bandai or something, and it's got runners from different kits, or what's that all about? What's up, Tanker? Okay. 25, 29, and 30. What was the series again? Something at the border. Aim Warrior at the Borderline, I think. Let's say on here. Well, it does say in here, I think, but it's got the Japanese, so whatever that says. Okay, 25, 29, 30. By the way, last week I made my first order from Pete Banner for the MG Camphor Schwer. Looks like an interesting one. It is the Pete Banner Unicorn Color version. They have 3 sets of the K Runner, 1 in gray, 1 in white, and 1 in tan. That stuff always amazes me. But I guess it's cheaper than redesigning the mold for that. Part of the insert added to the manual, you're supposed to use the gray bits and then the white runner's thigh armor parts. Started rewatching Vox Machina the other day with Kate. Always a good time. Saw a preview. I guess there's another Critical Role animated series that's starting to come out. Anybody seen anything about that? Looks like it'll be interesting. Mighty 9, I think. Yeah, it sounds right. One of those P-Bandai where if someone wanted lots of practice painting energy tubes and thymer bits, this would probably be the best kit to do so. A lot of P-Bandais tend to provide extra bits for kit bashing and customization. A lot of build series kits do too. Mighty 9 and Dispatch. Is Dispatch another one? Is that also in the same world, if you will? Game. Okay. Watch season 2 of Invincible yet? No, I don't believe I have. I need to see about making that happen too. Interesting nubs to deal with on the feet here, and I feel like I could theoretically ignore them because you might not see the bottom of the feet in the pose this will be in, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to clean them up. Just added one more order for you to pack. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. Said, you know what is crazy? I forgot there was a season 3 of Vox Machina. I know what I'm doing later. Yeah, it's good stuff. Man, it's such a good series. Do they have a season 4 of that coming out? I forget where things got left off. I'm sure I will be reminded when we get through season 3. episode 2 last year, but for some reason didn't continue, completely forgot. It's kind of understandable. Stuff happens, as they say. I wonder if I can change this front part of the foot. I feel like this hooked up toe thing is kind of weird, but I'm not sure how hard that would be. I should be listening to those campaigns again sometime. The anime is good, but the side stories that got left out are good too. How, if you've consumed that, like, I didn't even realize that it was based on the other thing. So, like, are they, like, how close is it? Is it worth going to watch that as well? Imagine it's a lot more hours of stuff there. Looking to get the conversion kit for the regular MG camper to be made into Camp for Kai. Who, is that like a third party kit? You know that the problem with opening doors comes from their campaigns. Watching the live stroke campaign 3 for a while, but now here makes streaming rough. Most stuff's left out. I think each campaign has 140 episodes of 4 hours each episode. Yeah, it's a lot of hours. That seems like, you know, watch it while you build kind of thing. Every time they get to the locked door at Vox Machina, they have trouble getting it open. The last episode, they were struggling with the door. Is that just because they rolled very poorly whenever they did that or something? And happens very often. Doing a charity stream again this year. I am planning doing another charity stream. Trying to figure out if it's going to be one big massive one again, or if it's going to be a series of short ones, or what. Good time to do a super long one is usually during the holidays, because typically it's a good time to be off from the day job and stuff. I'm not sure how that's going to work out this year with a deadline I'm chasing at work that could have me putting in some extra hours towards the end of the year. Hopefully not. I'm catching up, but can't control everybody else's pieces and what they need me for. Apparently happens often in campaigns from what I hear. They're releasing condensed versions of the campaigns for people that jump in without watching literally days of video. A couple medium-sized streams might do good. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm trying to figure that out. I've got some donated giveaway stuff already in hand. We got some stuff left over from last time that wasn't won. And then some other stuff. So one thought was just for a month or two, just do regular streams and just give away stuff that way. Another thought was doing one super long stream again, or a couple, 12-hour streams or something. Not watch since the middle of campaign 3, start listening to audiobooks on the road instead. It feels like the kind of thing, if I had 4 hours a week to sit and build, might be an interesting thing to watch/listen to. I'd say 6 to 9 hour streams. Yeah, or like 4 6-hour streams. 6 4-hour streams. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. The plan was to do the Unleashed. I'm not sure if that'll be out by the time I'm ready to do said thing. So I'll probably be making an announcement about that relatively soon, I think. I gotta sit down and think about it. Alright, so that part of the feet, and then we got the, whatever you want to call it, the wings around the feet. A lot of stuff, a lot of detail here. Okay. Okay, B27. Okay, I need H1 or H2, 5. Yeah, the legs only took me like 2.5 hours straight building. Start snipping out the parts where I got the kit, but I'm going to need a bigger tackle box. I'm usually going to keep them organized. Some of the pieces are chunky. Yeah, it's a big one. A lot of nice surface area, which is part of why I'm thinking of scribing some new panel lines, adding some detail with plot plate and stuff. I think it'll be a really good candidate to up detail. And E7, okay. So considering another Black Friday order, Wickdom or Dom. I think Rickdom, if it hasn't sold out, is about to. So if you're thinking about the Rickdom, you might want to grab it quick. We still got an okay number of Doms left, but those are, I think, are dwindling too. A lot of stuff is. And any of those things that are in those really deep discounts are not likely to get restocked in the near future. The difference between them, though. I think the Rickdom has more thrusters on it and some different weapons. They're pretty minute differences, I think. The Rickdom is basically a space type, so it's going to have more space type things, like thrusters and stuff like that. Rickdom, one left. There you go. I knew it was really close. I don't know what is about this sale, but it's effective. You're going to do the same thing next year. I sure hope not. We can't afford to discount that deep on a regular basis. It's not a lot of those sale tiers are definitely not profitable. But take advantage while you can. yellow plastic's cleaning up pretty nice, pretty easily. Okay, so this is gonna go like so. I'm gonna buy more kits. I don't necessarily need when Mecha Warehouse has crazy sales like this. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. We started early, so I don't know. I think I saw at least one somewhat major retailer announce theirs kicking off in the last day or two. And other than stuff that we don't carry or don't have, I wonder how much is left for them. See if I can trim this better with the nipper before I go after it with the sanding stuff. No such thing as a kit you don't need. Well, if a price gets low enough, then you can find something to do with the kit, right? Whether it's build it or just use it for spare parts for a kit bash or something like that. Hope I'll be able to get that apart later. Oh yeah, I have to announce the redacted prize pool. That was kind of the big thing I was planning on doing this week. Anyone know that Mecha House doesn't have that Mecha House G structure ruin? How is that? Which one? The ruin, is that the one that's like the city street? The there are, I think, 3 Mecha House G structure. I've done all 3. We did them as videos, I think, way back. So actually, you probably can find the videos on them somewhere on the channel if you want to check out the details of them. But they're pretty cool. I think there's an argument deck left. One argument deck left too. You should take a look at that. There's a critter on your parts separator. Now it's a nippers. Oh no, it flew. Probably ladybug. There's been a few crawling around up here. So, redacted prize table stuff. So like last time around, we're gonna do the prize table concept. So I've got 6 prizes. First place, definitely gonna be a 101 scale bluey that is fully functional. Yes, but it's gonna be the wrong bluey. It's gonna be the 6-year-old dog from Australia. So, like last time around, there are 6 prizes. There's going to be the prize table concept. There's going to be 6 prizes total. So first, second, and third for each of the 2 categories. 6 unique prizes. And we're going to flip a coin when it's time to announce the winners. Maybe we'll even do that live on stream or something. Might be a cool way to do that. And when we do that, basically one category will get precedence over the other. So whichever one gets precedence, that first place winner will get the first pick. Then the first place winner from the other category, then second from the priority category, second from the secondary category, third and third, as follows. So we've got 6 prizes. They kind of start at the, oh, that's kind of cool, and kind of whatever you expect, up to what I think is kind of crazy. Now some parent is participating is locking in more than ever now that Bluey has been mentioned. Probably. It has to be one of the most bearable kids shows, like young kids shows, I've ever seen. It's like it's got just the right amount of nods to the adults, and maybe even lessons for them in there too. It's a good show. So we got 6 prizes. So starting at the lowest value, the kids be like, you have to win now. Exactly. So at the lowest price value, we got a HG Zaku from G-Quux. Would be what I would consider the lowest. The next one is an HG White Gundam, also from G-Quux. I don't believe either of these has shown up yet. We have them earmarked and set aside for our winners when they arrive. So those are likely to be third place for both categories. Although I suppose they could be more enticing to somebody than the other kits. Next to MGSD Destiny and the MG Barbatos Lupus, also kits that haven't arrived, new releases. Figured there'd be some good stuff there. So those next 2 are likely to be kind of our second tier, if you will, if people pick in the order I think. And not bad kits from what I understand. But now the drum roll here. Our second to top available prize is a PG Unleashed RX-78. So moving up a bit. Like other than the person that already has one or really doesn't have the space for one, that likely will be a first place pick for somebody. And moving on up to our grand prize. MGSD isn't even out yet, but you know, we're good. Yeah, we try to pick, except for the one I just mentioned, the RX-78 Unleashed. They're, I believe, all new releases. So that leaves one more. Maybe we should have some fun with it. We don't have a draw, but if you guys want to guess what the number 1 kit's gonna be. Make this a little interactive. Okay. MG Deep Strike, that'd be a good one. Dendrobium. Dendrobium would be cool. First ever MG Domtropin. I don't have that much power. MG EX Unicorn, that'd be a pretty solid top tier prize. PG New. Of course, would be a sweet one, Tequila Gundam. They haven't announced a Tequila Gundam yet, right? I think I saw that the next set was coming out, 40-man Magnex. So that would be pretty cool. That would be an expensive prize too. P-Band HG Wingset Assault Handshake from Nick. That's another option on the prize table, I suppose, if you don't want any of the 6 options and you're willing to cover your own travel costs. I can't fly you out. Oh, there, that might be our friend over here. All paid vacation predicted, JP. I would love to give myself an all expense paid trip to Japan. I'm not made of that kind of money. And dire cows won't give people what they want. They want to kill Gundam. It's 10 o'clock already. All right, should I just drop the name, what we're giving away, as what the final choice is for our top tier prize table option? So can you repeat the prize that my sister was talking to me a moment ago? Sure. So the ones I've mentioned so far: HG Zaku from G-Quux, HG White Gundam from G-Quux, MG SD Destiny, MG Barbatos Lupus, and the PG Arc 78 Unleashed. So those are 5 so far. And mentioned in the order of, I think, MSRP value. $1,000 gift card. That'd be a pretty cool prize. Spent that in 20 minutes. Yeah, right. Or I'd spend that in 20 minutes. All lower prices mentioned. That's an idea. All right, drum roll, please. So the top value available prize on the prize table for Redacted 3 will be, in fact, the PG Unleashed New Gundam. A bug, yes. Yeah, and a squished ladybug. So, those are our 6 prizes for Redacted. Like I said, we're going to do the coin toss version where one category gets priority over the other, and the first place winner from the priority category will get first pick, then first place for the second category, and second, third. So I think some good options all around, but anybody who entered has a shot at least at the PG new Gundam. Wonder how many people are mad they didn't buy in now. I don't know. There's probably a lot of people that still don't know. I want to update the page, I think, after the stream tonight. Probably drop the details in the Redacted channel after the stream as well. But we're excited when we sold all the boxes that we could go big. We didn't want to make that the prize and potentially not sell all the boxes, because we wouldn't be able to cover the cost with revenues from the contest. People bought Redacted 3. We sold 130 boxes. Good luck to all. I'm hoping I'll have to start brainstorming. I wonder if we'll see a higher percentage of completions, maybe, with the prizes. With that being the option, more people wanting to make sure they get their entry in. Chance of winning might actually be good considering how many actually submit photos. Very true. Someone bought 2 kits and entered both categories. I don't know. We haven't really figured that out. You could only buy 1 box per order, so it would have been challenging. So limit date to enter the contest, I think it was sometime in March, right? Just make sure to bring your A gamer and PG new could be yours. Able to buy 1 or 2 box next Friday, then I get paid. The boxes aren't available. They're already sold. If you don't have a box already, you are not eligible. So, sorry. Because we had 130, they're actually available for a bit longer than they were in previous years, I think. Okay, B28. They might have sold faster if we had announced the prices beforehand, though. I doubt you can sneak your way in even if you happen to have the kit correct. I suppose you could buy a redacted box off somebody else and legally change your name or something to match their name on their order, but otherwise I don't know how else you'd get in. That's a pretty steep set of hoops to jump through for a kit, even a kit like that. For chance at one, not even for one. Real, I was low-key hoping for some grow kits, but I'll shoot for PG and my favorite mobile suit. Yeah, not this time. We had a bunch of grow kit prizes for the first 2 redacted contests because Kotobukiya helped us with some sponsorship stuff. And they provided a bunch of prizes last time, and that's kind of their jam in a lot of ways. So not really showing interest in grow kits until I won one on a charity stream. Did you build it? Did it change your view of them? Well, prizes are dope this time too, to be clear. I'm glad you like them. Someone built it, but I bought other grow kits since then. That's funny. Didn't even need to build it, you just needed to have one in hand, I guess. I was thinking about doing this to push what I can do. These prizes make the effort seem necessary. Yeah, well, if it helps inspire people or drive them to learn and grow and do whatever stuff, that's in a lot of ways, the point of the contest. The prizes are great, but we're really just trying to get people to try something new or push their own limits, try to see if they can get better, improve, etc. And if that means that you win a contest and get a prize, great. But if not, then you've earned something in the process of going for that prize that you take with you, you know. A few 30-minute sisters at this point. Now I've opened an Arcanadia kit, but it's a little intimidating. Painted for the first time last year. Painting's cool. I need to get back into painting. I haven't painted something, I think, since the last Redacted, actually. Has it been that long? Or did I paint something else in the meantime? Maybe one of the 30-minute submachines. Just bought an airbrush to try this year. It's a step away from spray cans. That's cool. I think you'll find the airbrush better for the most part. So I want to paint non-toxic. That helps. We talk about top coating kits. Not sure about painting. Yeah, I know I painted the 30-minute submachine at one point, but I forget if that was before or after the last Redacted contest. What's your favorite band of all time? Oh, there's so many good bands. I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that. I don't feel like I'm super obsessed with any one particular band. I feel like it changes over time. My latest kick though has been Bloodywood. They're like a Indian folk metal, new metal, metalcore-ish kind of band, and they're pretty amazing. At least the songs I've been listening to. So this hobby back in May, but it's been therapeutic and nice creative outlets, so I'm looking forward to flexing some of my old art muscles again. That's cool. If you consider yourself a metalhead or just like metal in that general, like metal, hard rock kind of zone, I would check out Bloodywood. They're pretty cool. The song that got me kind of hooked and actually paying attention and looking into it, because I had a bunch come across music players and suggested videos on YouTube and stuff like that, but the song Todka, something like that, is the lyrics are kind of funny, and the song itself is kind of catchy. Speaking of non-toxic paints, what are the best brands? I prefer Vallejo Mecha Color. That's my go-to for airbrush paints. They're acrylic. Vallejo's paints are like extremely non-toxic. Like their MSDS or whatever on their paints is practically non-existent. And it works pretty well. And Megadeth so heavily that when I was in my 20s, they released an album where they let the basses go, and I could get just who I knew he wasn't there. That's kind of crazy. That's pretty obsessive to be able to hear that difference. The Megadeth in Austin at Stubbs Barbecue and is right by the stage. They stopped the show when a kid was getting crushed and made sure he was okay. That's cool. I like hearing stories about like bands giving a crap about their audience and their fans. Their guys jumping ship, dog needs out, wife is falling asleep, and have the oldest boy's birthday party tomorrow. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Thank you, Nick. Thanks, Marcus. Have a great rest of your weekend as well. Almost there on these feet. That's basically been the majority of the streams has been just building the feet, I think. Leaning towards non-toxic paints for health reasons, and also I heard they don't stink up the room with fumes. Yeah, I mean it's still probably best practice to use PPE like a mask even with non-toxic paints when you're spraying them, but it's certainly way safer. You don't have to worry about the fumes and stuff getting all over your house and causing problems. Some of those paints can be pretty nasty, especially when aerosolized. That's why I start doing the legs first. They tend to be the longest part of the build. Yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes the most boring. Everybody wants to skip leg day. I think this was cutting better at the beginning of the stream. Maybe it needs a little bit of love with the brush. How many times do you guys, any of you that use glass files, how frequently are you cleaning them out? Pretty much every piece or nub, depending on severity. Oh, really? Maybe once every few build sessions, not frequently enough. I had a razor go dull on me. Maybe considering adding accretion paints to your site. That's a Mr. Hobby brand, I think. I've heard of them. I don't think we're going to be doing that. Not anytime soon, anyway. I might after every session, or if I notice transfer. That's the plastic. So many more than others, usually once or twice a build session. I think I would go nuts if I was trying to clean it every piece. When does the Black Friday special end? Typically, we run through the end of Cyber Monday, which would be Monday, December the 1st this year. Wipe mine off so often because of the nub dust. That makes sense. I just like if I had to use a brush like that every time, I'd probably lose my mind. Like maybe does anyone use like cloth or whatever? It might be a little bit easier. Often it's just my t-shirt. Yeah, there you go. That'd be a funny print for a t-shirt with a little arrow down to the corner. It says this is my cleaning cloth or something. Keep a microfiber cloth handy for general purpose wiping. Use it to clean the file sometimes, yeah. Swipe across my shirt every few nubs. Need like a wristband strap thing that I can have over here. A little like bracer. But often works better than a brush. Less often if the kit is undergated because there isn't much to sand. Nitrile gloves when building, so I just use my thumb. I use my jeans occasionally. Don't use a toothbrush too often. Still waiting on the new nipper design of yours, Nick, so we can stress less about nubs. Yeah, man, I need more time. My teeth need no trace behind. There you go. What you do is to clean your teeth? Is it a microfiber cloth or a toothbrush, or you know, do you ever need a floss to get the nubs out from between your teeth? Tell everybody the interdental picks that I keep on my my other bench with my spray booth. They're for cleaning out the airbrush, but they're really for getting the nubs out of my teeth after a stream, you know. Taught myself in case I ever have to build a gun pull in the woods with no nippers handy. Tips in using cement and painted pieces, like cement onto a piece that's already painted. Mostly I guess to only do it in places that the paint won't be, because I'm pretty sure the cement will eat right through the paint. So using as little as possible and being very careful with where and how you use it. Alright, I want to call it a night, but there's just 2 parts to finish the feet off, 1 for each foot, so I'm going to do those first, and then we'll call it a night. A23. Toothpaste is Mr. Hobby White Putty. Oh, okay. Do you wet the toothbrush first, or? Forward to some sleep. Right. If you ever considered turning an MG Gym 2.0 into a cheap box club? Nope. I am not. Alright, so that's it for the feet. Feet are done. So that means this right leg this will go on like so. The foot starts on backwards and then turns around. That's cool. Or anywhere to see the pics from last year's redacted contest. There's 2 videos on the channel that were like winner announced. One was a winner announcement and the other was here's all the entries. Those are really generally pretty cool leg design. Oh, is that the limit for how far forward it can come? Really? Did I do something wrong? You can't like crouch lower than that? Does that make sense from the drawings? No, I guess it probably does. It's kind of annoying. I feel like it would be cooler to be able to get that knee all the way to the ground, you know, for like a crouch to like get in and out kind of pose, but you can certainly get a really aggressive lower kind of stance. Alright, so I think that is it for tonight. We'll be back next week, same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Should be an exciting stream next week, I think. Hope everyone has an excellent Thanksgiving. Don't forget to check out our Black Friday sale. Get in while you can. And otherwise, we'll see you all next week. Thank you all for watching. Have